testified on this channel and said, I never asked him to do this. This was spontaneous outpouring of emotion. He's even now demanding a memorial for his father, Chaudhary Charan Singh, at the bungalow. But the question is, can Ajit Singh claim a government bungalow as his birthright? Here's the story, and we're opening it out for debate.
It's a brazen blackmail by the RLD chief. A blatant misuse of people's power. He will do anything for an acre in the capital, blackmailing India for a right to be VIP. 4 days after power and water supply was snapped at Ajit Singh's government bungalow, the RLD chief resorting to shameful tactics, sending his goons to cut water supply to Delhi, holding the national capital to ransom.
Supporters of RLD, along with Chaudhary Ajit Singh, were demanding that there should be a memorial made here so that in the name of Chaudhary Charan Singh. And later on, stone pelting started, and the police had to lathi charge on these supporters. And finally, after hours, these supporters have been moved toward this field where they are holding a small panchayat where they will be deciding the further course of action.
And instead of reining his goons in, Ajit Singh and his son justifying the outrageous act.
Spontaneous feelings that they came up. This they had announced 3-4 months ago that they'll cut water supply. 3-4 days ago they had announced that. So that's why the government should have in fact woken up then and talked to them.
Police cannot always control things with a stick. Sometimes they need to be more flexible. If people are congregating in large numbers and it is an emotive issue for them, just take a step back. See, these are political issues at the ground. There are people there who are leading that agitation. If you open lines of communication to them, then they'll find a way out.
चौधरी चरण सिंह जी किसानों का नाम ले गए थे, लेकिन केंद्र सरकार किसानों को मिटाना चाहती है। तो इसी के विरोध में आज पूरे देश भर के किसान इकट्ठा होकर मुरादनगर नहर पे पहुंचने का काम कर रहे हैं।
And that's not all. Ajit Singh playing memorial politics, blackmailing the government in the name of people's sentiments.
लोग चाहते हैं कि एक स्मृति भवन यहाँ चौधरी साहब की यादगार के लिए बनना चाहिए। तो ये लोगों की भावना है और मेरा मानना है कि सरकार को इस बात पे सोचना चाहिए और इसको स्वीकार करना चाहिए।
The opposition ganging up to claim their birthright to government bungalows, even defending the indefensible. The government issuing a point-by-point rebuttal, asking why Ajit Singh kept silent during UPA's 10-year rule. The government clearly rejecting the demand for a memorial.
स्मारक बनाने में कोई हर्ज नहीं है। अगर किसानों की भावनाएं उससे जुड़ी हैं तो उसे स्मारक बना देना चाहिए।
अजीत सिंह जी को अपने समर्थकों को समझाना चाहिए। इस तरह से सरकार पर दबाव बनाकर स्मारक बनाना मैं समझता हूं उचित नहीं है।
But the question is, can politicians in the name of a memorial claim their birthright to bungalows? With Priyank Tripathi in Ghaziabad, Bureau Report, News X.
The man in the center of this controversy, some say perhaps even a silent instigator, Mr. Ajit Singh, former union minister, as also, of course, UP allies with us. Mr. Ajit Singh, thank you for speaking to News X. I just want to begin by asking you, your supporters went on a rampage in Ghaziabad. They have threatened to cut off water supply to Delhi because you were evicted by the centre from your home in the Lutyens bungalow zone. What is your view on this violent protest of theirs?
See, first it's unfortunate the way things have turned out. As far as the demand, that you have to understand that feelings of lakhs of farmers they still remember Chaudhary Sahab as their leader. And he moved into this house in '78, and as long as I was living here, they still thought it was their home. They came all hours of the day and night, farmers from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Karnataka, anywhere. They always came to this house. Now that I have vacated this house, almost vacated, I'll be vacating it on 24th, there is this demand that it should be converted into a memorial for him. Like there is one for Babu Jagjivan Ram, for Kanshi Ram, for Shri Lal
No,
Bahadur
one
Shastri.
second.
So that was their demand. And they made it very clear what they are going to do in Muradnagar. So I think government should have been a little more sensitive, should have opened some dialogue with them and discussed
there are two issues here, sir, with your response. There are two issues. One, it seems that you're almost suggesting that their protest, their violent protest, their use of violence is justifiable. And secondly, you're saying that this is a spontaneous protest sparked off out of a deep sense of disappointment with the centre. For what? For upholding the law.
To a large extent, yes. But there is a deep feeling in that, because as I mentioned, as long as I was here, they still thought it was Chaudhary Saab's house. Now that feeling is gone, so that disappointment was sudden and deep.
No, that might be so, but the police authorities who have spoken to us on our channel, they've gone on record, sir. This is not something that we are making up. We have several people in the police force on the spot who said that this was a very well-planned protest, that your supporters came armed with lathis, with other crude weaponry to actually try and storm the water barrage there to stop the flow of water. It was all premeditated. This disproves your theory, doesn't it?
See, what we are talking about is that spontaneous feelings that they came up. This they had announced 3-4 months ago that they'll cut water supply. 3-4 days ago they had announced that.
No, 3-4 days back.
That's why
sir,
the government should have in fact woken up then and talked to them.
So you're
and
saying...
this is not Rahul, this is not the first time that the Kisan Union has done such protests.
No, but doesn't justify it. The government is within its rights to ask you to vacate. You can't expect to stay on public expense, sir. This is taxpayers' money. You have a situation where there is a paucity of bungalows. There's a new government that has come in with several new ministers. They require bungalows. Your term is over. You're no longer a minister. You're out of office in that sense. You have to give up and surrender your rights over that bungalow, sir. That is what the government is doing, upholding the law. It's asked you to vacate, and you seem to be suggesting, you know, with all humility, I'm going to say this, sir, that you seem to be suggesting that it's okay to hijack democracy.
Nothing wrong with that, and I never said that I'm entitled to this house. Never once I said it. All I wanted was fewer months, and that's not the issue now. Issue now is there is a memorial for Babu Jagjeevan Ram. There is a memorial for Lal Bahadur Shastri ji. There is one for Kanshi Ram ji. So there is nothing wrong in this demand.
No, but sir, wanting it to be converted into a memorial, many people, and I've been going through a lot of reactions today, sir, as they've been coming on this story. Even the government, many people say that you're doing this, you know, this is a proxy attempt at occupation of a government accommodation, this memorial thing, it's a ruse. It's almost as if you say that because your father, the late Chaudhary Charan Singh, you know, was allotted the bungalow in the late 70s, you have a birthright to turn it into a memorial, that this is some sort of a birthright that devolves upon you.
I'll still say that they should have talked to them. They should open a dialogue. This is democracy. They may think it's unreasonable demand, but what prevents them from talking to them?
No, so look, sir, no one is disputing that there should be a dialogue post facto, etc. But can there be a dialogue on the back of violence? How can you threaten and then expect an equitable dialogue? The playing field has been altered. You're holding out the threat of violence, and then you say there should be a dialogue. There should be an open dialogue. There should be an accommodative dialogue. So it doesn't make sense.
See, you are just saying what the police said, that they came prepared and all that. Please, you know, when violence situation goes out of hand, there is violence from both sides. Many of our demonstrators have been hurt. Our MLAs have been hurt.
Sir,
it's unfortunate.
No, I know it's unfortunate.
But the only way out was that government should have shown some sensitivity and discussed it with them before.
No, but sensitivity, you know, sensitivity, sir, when they're in the right, the government says vacate. You did not vacate, so they decided to go ahead and cut electricity. After all, the taxpayer bears the expense of all of this. Now, you support the demand for a memorial, Mr. Singh. It doesn't matter that others had their way in the past. I mean, you know, when we've spoken to the government, they've said that why perpetuate a practice that puts disproportionate burden on taxpayers? Why should we be footing the bills for memorials, etc.?
Yes, certainly. As I mentioned, the precedents are there.
So precedents are there, I understand, but today times have changed, Mr. Ajit Singh. You know, just go through social media. People have little patience for propagating cults. Social media is rife with people who are outraged at what is going on. They say they don't want memorials to be set up. They are against this whole culture of dynasty, etc. Mr. Ajit Singh, my final question to you, I'm not going to take up much more of your time.
Well, that may be their view, but then it has been happening. So that was their view all along, or is just now they have this view?
Okay, so...
That question also arises.
No, so precedents can't justify everything. Fair enough. You're sticking to your guns. You say that because there's precedents that several people have already had memorials in their names, so must there be a memorial set up for your father, Chaudhary Charan Singh. And you are justifying also on this channel. You're justifying on this channel that means are acceptable as long as there's an equitable dialogue. Well, sir, the viewers are going to judge this. They're going to judge you. They're going to judge your stand. We leave it to them. Thanks indeed, Mr. Ajit Singh, for taking the time out. Thank you. Well, that was Mr. Ajit Singh putting out his point of view a little while back here on NewsX. Is he justified? Is a bungalow his birthright? Should there be a memorial? Let's throw that open to debate. Joining us, Dr. Krishanbir Chaudhary, President of the Bharatiya Krishak Samaj. Kamal Mitra Shenoy, who joins us. He's, of course, a political commentator and foreign affairs expert. Satyapal Chaudhary, farmers leader. Shazia Ilmi, political analyst. Dr. Sambit Patra, the national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Mr. Satyapal Chaudhary, farmers leader. And also joining us in a short while will be Jitendra Bhagar. But let me just very quickly, first of all, ask Dr. Sambit Patra to respond. Dr. Sambit Patra, the allegation is that you have been high-handed, that somewhere along the line you haven't taken Mr. Ajit Singh on board, and all these violent protests are justified. How do you respond to this?
I believe Mr. Venkaiah Naidu has already responded in a pointed letter to Mr. Ajit Singh, where Venkaiah Naidu ji has mentioned the whole sequence and the chronicle of event that took place. In fact, we have followed and we have stuck to the rule book. There was a letter issued to Mr. Ajit Singh by the Directorate of Estate where he was asked to vacate the premises of the bungalow, and a concession period of 1 month was allowed to him, as is the rule of this land. In spite of the fact that a concession period of 1 month was allowed, Mr. Ajit Singh did not vacate the bungalow. Thereafter, he was given a call by the concerned institute, and he was asked to come and represent. One Mr. S.P. Singh came to represent Mr. Ajit Singh. He was given due notice that please, we have extended your time by so many days and you should vacate the premises because this is the rule according to the Public Premises Eviction of the Unauthorized Occupant Act 1971. But he did not heed to any of it. He did not vacate his bungalow, and finally the electricity and the water supply had to be cut in accordance to the rule of this Eviction Act of 1971. So the government has proceeded in accordance to whatever the laid down rules are. And let me also remind you over here of a 2002 cabinet decision which was taken. Cabinet decision which was taken of 1971. So the government has proceeded in accordance to whatever the laid down rules are. And let me also remind you over here of a 2002 cabinet decision which was taken. Cabinet decision which was taken by the Atal Bihari Vajpayee government then. And if you would allow me, I'll just read out the 4 lines that the decision said.
Please do
the
that.
cabinet note of 2000 reads, it is submitted for consideration that the cabinet may consider to impose a total ban on the conversions of government bungalow into memorials, etc. in future. It is a matter of conscious policy, not only to discourage the raising of such demands in future, but also to reserve the bungalows for the use of government functionaries for whom they are meant.
Absolutely.
Now, Rahul, the bungalows, only 200 in number, are meant for a particular purpose. If you do not allow the particular purpose to be solved.
Dr. Patra, after that, however, unfortunately, the spirit of this cabinet note and this decision was violated by the UPA government. And I want to put it on record, the Congress today goes unrepresented. They didn't send a representative to us on the show, because after this cabinet decision was taken and this cabinet note that you're quoting out of, I also have that cabinet note here, of 2000, the UPA went ahead and allotted a bungalow for the creation of a memorial. And this is all on record. In fact, also there was a makeshift memorial that has been constructed after the Babu Jagjeevan Ram Memorial was constructed. I just told you there was one that was also made for the Bahujan Samaj Party leader, Mayawati ji. So you have had two violations fundamentally of the spirit of the cabinet note and the cabinet order of 2000. I want to ask you, sir, it's a straight question, Mr. Satyapal Chaudhary. You're representing, in a sense, Mr. Ajit Singh here. What's the problem? The rule has been applied, the law is there. Why break the law by doing all this? Why blackmail the government? Why go on violent rampages? Is it your birthright?
रूल में परिवर्तन होते रहते हैं, रूल बदला जा सकता है, रूल में कोई दिक्कत नहीं। रूल बनाने वाले भी लोग यहीं के हैं और उसको बदलने वाले लोग भी यहीं पे हैं। 1987 में जब चौधरी साहब की मृत्यु हुई, वहां पे इसी बंगले में वो रहते थे, और उसके बाद जब अजीत सिंह जी एमपी बने, लोकसभा में पहुंचे, तो वो पंडारा रोड पे रहते थे और गायत्री देवी जी इस बंगले में रहती थी। और तब किसान घाट भी इसी तरह से आसानी से नहीं दिया यहाँ की सरकारों ने। यहाँ की सरकारों ने किसान घाट को भी आसानी से नहीं दिया था। ये देश किसानों का देश है, यहाँ पे 80% लोग किसान हैं, गांव देहात में रहते हैं।
Satyapal Chaudhary, he was a minister. He's been an MP for the last 10 years in the UPA government. He never raised this issue even once of making a memorial. When did he raise the issue?
वो पंडारा रोड से केवल इस बंगले में रहने के लिए 12 तुगलक रोड पे इसलिए आए ताकि लोगों की भावनाएं 12 तुगलक रोड से जुड़ी हुई थी। वो चाहते तो इस बंगले को भी मेंटेन रख सकते थे और पंडारा रोड पे भी रह सकते थे।
सत्यपाल जी, in 10 years, why didn't he raise the issue?
नहीं, वहां पे चलता था, किसान ट्रस्ट चलता था, वहां पे तमाम
why didn't he raise the issue of a memorial in 10 years? Is that really the issue here?
1987 में जब
what entitles anyone?
जब किसान घाट बना तभी 1987 में यहाँ पर संग्रहालय बनाने की बात हुई थी। उसको गवर्नमेंट को इम्प्लीमेंट करना था।
लिखित में था?
नहीं, लिखित में है नहीं है, वो कमिटमेंट था। लिखित में तो अभी भी नहीं है। अभी सरकार कौन सा रोक लाएगी? अभी सरकार तो नहीं, अब
is having or turning Lutyens bungalow zone
residences which cost the taxpayer? कोई बाहर से नहीं आ गया, ये भी यहाँ के किसानों की जमीन है। ये भी किसानों की जमीन थी जो कोडिया के बाद छीन ली गई थी।
Mr. Chaudhary, please,
जब नई दिल्ली बसी।
Please, you know, rhetoric is one thing, fact is another. Rhetoric is one thing, fact is another. No one says don't construct memorials. Where do you think a memorial should be considered, the construction of a memorial?
If the memorial is being made because of Chaudhary Charan Singh being a leader of peasants, it should be made in the areas where he campaigned, where he made his base, from Baghpat to Muzaffarnagar and other areas. There you have a claim for having a base. As Satyapal Chaudhary Sahab says, 80% of the peasants live in the rural areas. Then why are you making a memorial in urban areas?
No, so they will come because they want them to spend
more
money
money.
to come.
वो वही बात हुई कि 100 साल पहले अंग्रेजों का राज था। ये लॉजिक तो नहीं चल सकती।
क्यों नहीं चलेगा?
मगर जो
में रहेंगे, किसान क्यों नहीं रह सकते यहाँ पे?
वो रह सकता है यदि नियम, कोई नहीं कह रहा ये किसान की बात गलत है, कोई नहीं कह रहा वो नहीं रह सकते, मगर वो जमीन को हड़प नहीं सकते। आप लटियंस बंगलों को हड़प नहीं सकते। ये बदमाशी है, ये गुंडागर्दी है जो अजीत सिंह कर रहा है। ये गुंडागर्दी है, ये कानून के खिलाफ है। आप देख लीजिए, जब ये मामला आएगा, ये किसान का मामला नहीं होगा, ये मामला होगा कि आपने एक घर को कैसे हड़प लिया, आपने
खाली कर दिया, आपने सामान निकाल दिया,
आप गलत
सत्यपाल जी, 1 second please. Dr. Patra, are you going to file cases? Are you going to file cases against all these individuals who have rioted today in Ghaziabad, wrecked public property? Dr. Patra.
No, sure. Surely law should take its own course. Surely we are not going to obstruct the law. We are going to see to it that the law take its own course, and whoever are responsible for disrupting the normal public life and who have destroyed public property, whatever punishment is awarded to them by the law will take its own course. That definitely it should take its own course. But this kind of holding the government to ransom and playing an emotional game is something totally appalling. This is not a matter of Kisan. There is a Kisan Ghat of Chaudhary Sahab. That is a memorial. What is it? It is a memorial.
No, stay on the
so
subject.
Anyone who is associated with the emotions of Charan Singh, then naturally they can go to the memorial place. They can go to Kisan Ghat. They can pay homage.
No, 1 second.
They can go to Kisan Ghat. They can pay homage to him. We all respect Charan Singh Sahab.
Yes,
we all love him. That is a memorial. So why have a mundane bungalow as a memorial?
Shazia Elmi wants to make a point.
Yes, sir. Yes, I would concur this time with what Mr. Mahapatra is saying and what Mr. Chinoy is saying. Chaudhary Charan Singh's legacy is too huge. We are talking of an agrarian ideologue who was really a tall leader. The legacy will not be diminished if 1 acre of land in Lutyens will be denied to his son Ajit Singh. I don't think it has anything to do with the legacy or all that Chaudhary Charan Singh stood for.
Yes,
so I think this is sheer hooliganism, and yes. I'm glad this government is taking a very...
This is empty tokenism.
And legacies are very... when you talk about legacy and use legacy...
Okay. You are the president of the Bharatiya Krishak Samaj. I'm going to come back to Shazia Elmi in just a moment. Let's listen to Dr. Krishanbir Chaudhary. Dr. Chaudhary, you're the president of the Bharatiya Krishak Samaj. How do you view this?
After losing the election, and when the notice issued by the government that Bangla should be vacated by Chaudhary Ajit Singh and other people also, when the other ministers and member of parliament are staying in the guest houses and hotels and the public money is being spent regularly, there is a demand. That's one thing. And second point comes, when he was the cabinet minister, he never asked for Chaudhary Charan Singh Memorial Place. Why he never asked? He should raise this issue when he was in the cabinet. Second point comes, if he was interested to construct the Chaudhary Charan Singh Memorial Place, he should construct in the Kisan Ghat. He can construct places, meeting places, Kisan Bhavan, any library in the memory. We have a great respect for Chaudhary Charan Singh. He was a leader of the PCMC.
Yes, this is a Kisan
one thing, I tell you, Rahul, one thing, Rahul, one thing.
He's not disregarding the sentiment.
I'm coming. I want to also show the shot. I'm coming on the pictures.
One second, I want to show the pictures. 1 second, sir. I just want to show the pictures also.
One important point. Chaudhary Charan Singh never provoke any violence anywhere in the country in any program. Violence should not be provoked to gain something by any political man.
He never justified violence. This is actually an insult. This is an insult. No, 1 second. This is an insult. But it was non-violent. It was non-violent. It was non-violent, sir. It was non-violent. But this is violence. This is hooliganism. This is hooliganism.
You have no right to stop the water supply to the people of the Delhi or Western UP people. Nobody has right. Nobody has right.
Who stopped you from making a memorial? You can make a memorial anywhere.
Taxpayer money should not be spent on wastefully on few political people. It's not their right. He has no right to ask for Bangla.
The police, Mr. Chaudhary, these are the facts. The police have come out and said that you came armed there with lathis. Were you there today? Were you there? No, were you there? I'm asking you, were you there? Were you there, sir? Were you there? Sir, were you there? So it was premeditated? You went there with the intention? So you went there with the intention of... No, so you went there with the intention of resorting to violence. You know, this is not the way, sir. You're doing a disservice to the legacy. Mr. Chaudhary, you're doing a disservice to the legacy of Chaudhary Charan Singh. That's the fact. When you do this, this is lumpenism, this is hooliganism. अगर आपको वो करना था तो अजीत सिंह साहब को किसने रोका 10 साल एक मेमोरियल की मांग करने में नहीं किससे क्या काम कर रहा है What was the work? 1 second, Shazia Elmi, I want you to come in. Let Shazia Elmi come in.
Kisan trust to see and respect.
Yes, I really want to Satyapal ji आपकी सतपाल जी, पूरी इज्जत के साथ हम आपसे एक सवाल पूछना चाहेंगे। नूरपुर डिस्ट्रिक्ट बिजनौर में जहां पैदाइश हुई है चौधरी चरण सिंह साहब, वहां पे आप मेमोरियल क्यों नहीं बनाते? फार्मर्स के लिए आप क्यों नहीं मूवमेंट करते हैं? क्यों एग्रीकल्चरल इंस्टीट्यूट नहीं करते? आप वहां पे क्यों नहीं काम करते हैं? और एक बड़ा सवाल है ना, बिगर क्वेश्चन दैट आई वांट टू आस्क,
सुन तो लीजिए।
सतपाल जी, मुझे बोलने दीजिए।
बताएं।
सतपाल जी, जैसे कि जगजीवन राम जी का भी मेमोरियल है या काशी राम का भी मेमोरियल है, वो मीरा कुमार या मायावती बहन जी के लिए नहीं है और होना भी नहीं चाहिए। वो तो लेगेसी है लोगों के लिए। तो अगर फार्मर्स के इतने कद्दावर और नेता रहे हैं, जाट नेता रहे हैं, इतने कद्दावर किसानों के नेता रहे हैं, तो किसानों के लिए कुछ काम किया जाए, बजाय ये कि अजीत सिंह एक बंगला मांगे। ये शोभा नहीं देता। ये इतना बड़ा कॉज है और आप जानते हैं किसानों की क्या हालत इस देश में है। आपने इतने बड़े संघर्ष को इतना छोटा बना दिया। ये बहुत अफसोस की बात है। इतने बड़े संघर्ष को आपने कितना छोटा ओछा बना दिया।
संग्रहालय का मतलब क्या होता है ये तो जानो ना आप।
No, sir. The point is not that. No one is denying a memorial. Mr. Chaudhary, no one is denying him a memorial. But why in a government bungalow also? A government bungalow that should not be used. There is enough. You look at the proof we have. Look at the cabinet note. 1 second. I want
एक रोड है, एक अकबर रोड है, एक राजा की मार्ग है।
We construct Kisan Bhavan first time in Delhi. Yes. Rajesh Pilot construct another building in Delhi. Yes. Chaudhary Devilal Trust have doing lot of work in Haryana and other places. Yes. They have make statues in every district in Haryana. They are framing the parks. That's a different thing. Yes. If Krishnamurti Chaudhary was the executive chairman of Farmer Forum and we construct a Kisan Bhavan, the farming community, it's open for all. It can be in the memory of Chaudhary Charan Singh, but it's not personal. It's for all.
There is a Supreme Court judgment. Forget about the cabinet order. There is a Supreme Court judgment.
There should be nothing personal.
In its judgment dated 5th July 2013 in Civil Appeal number 4064 of 2004, and Dr. Patra will illuminate us more. SD Bandi versus Divisional Traffic Officer, KSRTC and others had suggested not to allow any general pool residential accommodation to be converted into memorials. There's a Supreme Court verdict on this, sir. This is not we are not a banana republic. We are not a banana republic. No, but we are not a banana republic where you can come out and take your lathis and beat people and threaten to cut water supply just because you want your way. This is a banana republic.
When the sugarcane farmers areas
republic.
were not being paid by the sugar industry, Rashtriya Lokdal never went to stop the water supply.
So when it comes to farmers issues, you don't take a stand.
Never fight. And after losing the election against the Harit Pradesh, and when he was in the government, he never raised the Harit Pradesh issue.
Where were you?
After
when the big issues are to be raised?
He's raising this.
Dr. Patra, 1 second. 1 second.
5,000 करोड़ रुपया के लिए इस महीने में पेमेंट करने का ऑर्डर है।
Dr. Patra wants to come in. Let Dr. Patra of the Bharatiya Janata Party come in. Dr. Patra, 1 minute, Mr. Chaudhary. 1 second. 1 second. आपके लीडर कहाँ हैं? Where's your leader when it comes to standing up for farmers' interests? Where is your leader when it comes up to standing for farmers' interests, sir? 1 second. Let me bring in Dr. Patra.
This is audacious. This is audacious. I mean something which is deplorable. You are saying you are fighting for farmers, but you are fighting for a mundane building. You want to stay in the Lutyens zone. That is the reason as to why you have manufactured a whole dissent over here. Is this the kind of image that you want to project for the farmers? Poor farmers in this country are committing suicide. Poor farmers in this country are living in corners where they don't have house. You should have been fighting for them. You are disregarding the Supreme Court's 20-point agenda. Supreme Court had laid down 20-point rules as to what are the do's and don'ts in the Lutyens zone. You cannot do this with the general pool allotments. Our ministers are living in hotels and guest houses. We are spending the exchequer of the...
holding the country to ransom.
Our pockets. And you want that Mr. Ajit Singh should be yes, he's in the Lutyens zone. You cannot do this with the general pool allotments. Our ministers are living in hotels and guest houses. We are spending the exchequer of the...
holding the country to ransom.
Our pockets. And you want that Mr. Ajit Singh should be yes, he's holding the country to ransom.
No, but why wasn't the memorial built earlier? All of us would have contributed.
And Rahul, I would need a permission from you because I was there with you till 9:30. I will need a permission if you allow me.
As he says, of all the farmers and of many admirers in this country. So you cannot make
why only
this
in the
a
Lutyens bungalow
family.
zone?
You
Exactly.
can't make this a family issue.
Yes.
This is a
But
political
they are
issue.
making it a family issue because they want to live off the name. Because they want to live off the name. That's the point.
रोड कहाँ पे है? एक
You answer. No, you answer, Doctor. You answer, Dr. Chaudhary. He's talked about instances. No, one second, sir. One second. Two wrongs don't make a right, sir. It doesn't matter if someone else. But I am saying two wrongs don't make a right. You have to take a stand. I told you that the Congress party is not here to answer why it actually violated the tenets of a previous cabinet note. They are not here to answer that question. But a bad precedent should not be followed. That's the fundamental point. I just want to Dr. Chaudhary, I just want you to come in and talk about the opportunism of the RLD. You spoke about the opportunism of the RLD. Explain that point.
Yes, because after losing the election, they are raising this point. And if the Bangla was allotted in the name of Chaudhary Ajit Singh, then you cannot ask that it should be converted in a memorial. If he was interested that this Bangla should be used as a memorial, he should ask before 10 years, before 5 years, when he was in the cabinet, he was the minister in Narasimha Rao government, then he was the minister in all governments, he was in minister, and from more than 3 decades, he never write to government of India,
so
to
now
the
you're
parliamentary
invoking
housing
Chaudhary Charan
committee.
Singh because it's politically...
And one thing, he was the leader of the country. You cannot make for a house, his leadership cannot be in a, between a boundary.
In 1 acre,
He was not a leader of a 1 acre Bangla. He was a leader of masses. He worked,
finally,
he fight for the farming causes.
Shazia Ilmi, very quickly, wrap it up for us. We are moving on.
And Rahul...
Yes.
Rahul, in Lucknow, the whole airport is Chaudhary Charan Singh Airport. There are agricultural universities in the name of Chaudhary Charan Singh ji in Meerut and many places. Now, do we need memorials is a bigger question. Just because Jagjeevan Ram has one and Kanshi Ram has one and it's being used by the respective families or whoever claims to be
illegally allotted that houses.
Absolutely. So even if you asked for it earlier, I'm not... so instead of going under
I'm sure a Democrat like Chaudhary Charan Singh would not like someone to bend the law and bend the rules for a concession. I'm sure he would have objected to this had he been alive today.
Chaudhary Charan Singh would not have given his son any power or any gift